Advanced civilizations that existed before humans. The theory of a prehistoric global civilization. This isn't just your everyday history lesson, it's a journey into a world of ancient enigmas and archaeological puzzles. So picture this, a global advanced civilization that existed way back in prehistoric times. We're talking about a civilization that might have spanned the globe, leaving its mark on various cultures and continents. The idea is that remnants of this lost civilization can be found in the striking similarities among ancient structures and myths from different parts of the world. Now let's zoom in on the evidence that gets everyone talking. Think about those massive stone circles at Stonehenge, the awe-inspiring pyramids of Egypt, and the mysterious temples scattered across South America. Some folks look at these marvels and say, hey, there's no way these were all coincidences or independent inventions. They argue that the similarities in construction techniques, architectural styles, and even the astronomical alignments point to a shared source of knowledge, possibly an advanced culture with technology and understanding that might rival or even surpass what we know today. But hold on, not everyone's on board with this idea. Mainstream scholars, the folks who spend their lives digging through the past, have a different take. They say, wait a minute, these similarities? That's just convergent cultural evolution. In simpler terms, they believe that different societies, facing similar challenges and environments, naturally came up with similar solutions. It's like different chefs in different kitchens cooking up similar recipes because they have the same ingredients. But the theories don't stop there. Some go even further, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, this ancient civilization had a little extraterrestrial help. Could it be that ancient aliens gave our ancestors a cosmic nudge, sharing knowledge and technology? It's a theory that's as wild as it is fascinating. And then there's the mythological angle. Across the world, from the legends of Atlantis to the stories of Lemuria and Mu, we find tales of lost civilizations, sunken continents, and advanced societies. Could these be more than just stories? Could they be echoes of a forgotten chapter in human history? So what's the truth? Did a global advanced civilization once walk the Earth? Or is it all just a mix of coincidence, independent innovation, and a sprinkle of human imagination? The debate rages on. All right, let's take a cosmic journey to explore one of the most mind-boggling mysteries out there, the Dogon people and their incredible knowledge of the Sirius star system. Picture this, an ethnic group in Mali, Africa, with astronomical insights that seem way ahead of their time. It's a story that's as intriguing as it is puzzling. Now, the Dogon, they're known for their deep understanding of the stars, especially Sirius, which is actually a star system, not just one star. What's wild is that they knew about Sirius B, a companion to Sirius which you can't even see without a telescope. And they even talked about a third star, Sirius C, way before modern astronomers confirmed its existence. This is like having a secret cosmic map in your backyard without any high-tech gadgets. But how did they know all this? Well, this knowledge came to light thanks to French anthropologists Marcel Griaule and Germaine Dieterlen back in the 1930s and 1940s. They spent a lot of time with the Dogon and came back with stories that left everyone scratching their heads. The thing is, some folks think maybe the anthropologists got a bit carried away or misinterpreted the Dogon's symbolic stories as literal astronomical facts. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Some people think the Dogon's knowledge is so out there, it must have come from an advanced ancient civilization or maybe even extraterrestrial beings. But most experts lean towards a more down-to-earth explanation, like the Dogon picking up this info through contact with other cultures or astronomers. The Dogon's fascination with Sirius isn't just about stars, it's deeply woven into their culture, their art, their entire worldview. Sirius plays a starring role, pun intended, in their creation myths and big ceremonies like the Sigui festival, which is this grand event that happens every 60 years. And let's not forget the bigger picture. The Dogon are known for their rich culture. We're talking stunning art, complex social structures, and seriously impressive architecture. All of this gives us a fuller picture of how they view the cosmos. Going on a journey through time and myth to explore some of the most captivating and mysterious ancient civilizations ever spoken about, Hyperborea, Mu, and Lemuria. These places are more than just legends. They're like whispers from a past that might have been, filled with secrets and wonders. First up, Hyperborea. This isn't just your regular ancient land, it's like the ultimate paradise from Greek mythology. Think a place where it's always sunny, no one gets sick, and people live incredibly long, blissful lives. It's said to be so far north, even the north wind can't reach it. And guess who was a big fan? Apollo, the sun god himself. He'd supposedly spend his winters there away from Greece. The Hyperboreans, they weren't just happy sun lovers, they were described as giants, incredibly advanced, maybe even with some kind of ancient high-tech up their sleeves. Now let's talk about Mu and Lemuria. Mu's this legendary lost continent in the Pacific, a bit like Atlantis. Imagine a whole civilization, advanced and thriving, and then one day it just sinks into the ocean. And Lemuria, it's said to be this lost land in the Indian Ocean. It was initially a scientific idea to explain why lemurs are found in Madagascar and India, but nowhere in between. Both these places have become symbols of lost knowledge, often depicted as spiritually and technologically superior, maybe even with inhabitants who had special powers or, get this, connections to aliens. Speaking of aliens, these ancient civilizations are a goldmine for ancient astronaut theories. Some folks believe the knowledge and achievements of places like Hyperborea, Mu, and Lemuria came from extraterrestrial visitors. Imagine that, ancient humans rubbing elbows with aliens. Let's set the scene. Göbekli Tepe, located in modern-day Turkey. This place is ancient, and I mean really ancient. We're talking about a site that dates back to around 10,000 BCE. To put that into perspective, it's older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. That fact alone is enough to make any history buff do a double take. But what's truly mind-boggling about Göbekli Tepe are the megalithic structures found there. These aren't just a bunch of old rocks. They are sophisticated constructions with massive stone pillars arranged in circles. Each pillar is intricately carved with animal figures and abstract symbols, showing a level of artistic skill that's way ahead of its time. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe suggests that our ancestors were not just simple hunter-gatherers at the time. The level of organization and craftsmanship needed to build this place implies that they had social structures, specialized skills, and maybe even some form of spiritual or ritualistic practices, far more advanced than what we previously thought possible for that era. And guess what? This site was intentionally buried. Yes, you heard that right. Around 8000 BCE, for reasons still unknown, these people buried the entire complex. This act adds a layer of mystery to Göbekli Tepe. Was it a sacred act? A protective measure? We're still trying to piece that puzzle together. The implications of Göbekli Tepe are huge. It's making us question the timeline of civilization as we know it. It's like finding a hidden chapter of human history, one that could change the narrative of our evolution from primitive wanderers to sophisticated societies. But hold your horses. There's more. Some theorists even speculate that Göbekli Tepe's creation was influenced by extraterrestrial visitors. They argue that the astronomical alignments of the pillars and the advanced knowledge required to build such a site hint at otherworldly inspiration. While mainstream archaeology doesn't support this, it's a theory that stirs the imagination. And now going underwater, diving deep into the mysterious civilization of Dwarka. Picture this, a city so grand and mystical it's been the talk of ancient Indian legends and modern archaeology alike. Let's peel back the layers of this fascinating tale. Dwarka, often called the Atlantis of the East, holds a special place in ancient Indian lore, especially in the epic Mahabharata. The story goes that this city was crafted by the deity Lord Krishna himself, a place of such splendor and magnificence that it seems more like a dream than reality. But the legend takes a dramatic turn. This majestic city is said to have been consumed by the sea, vanishing in a cataclysmic event, leaving behind nothing but whispers of its glory. Fast forward to today, and the mystery of Dwarka has taken a fascinating twist. Off the northwestern coast of India, underwater archaeologists have been playing a real-life game of treasure hunt. And guess what? They've stumbled upon something: big remnants of what looks like an ancient submerged city. We're talking ruins, artifacts, the whole shebang, all lying quietly under the sea. These findings are like a history detective's dream. They paint a picture of a city that knew what it was doing. Well-planned streets, sturdy structures, maybe even bustling ports. It's like catching a fleeting glimpse of a civilization that we thought existed only in myths and stories. But here's where it gets tricky. While these underwater discoveries are mind-blowing, they haven't given us all the answers. Is this really the legendary Dwarka of Krishna? Did this place actually exist as the epic tales describe? Or is it just a mythical city that found its way into ancient texts? We don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet, but the clues we've unearthed so far are undeniably intriguing. diving into the mesmerizing legend of Atlantis, a story that has intrigued and baffled us for ages. So let's set sail on this ancient mystery. The tale of Atlantis first makes a splash in Plato's famous dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. Plato, a bigwig in the world of philosophy, spins this yarn about a super-advanced civilization that supposedly existed a whopping 9,000 years before his time. According to him, Atlantis wasn't just any old civilization, it was a powerhouse with cutting-edge technology, a society that would make even modern civilizations look twice. Picture this: Atlantis, a massive island nation decked out with all sorts of tech marvels, a society so organized it would put a Swiss watch to shame, and a navy that ruled the waves. But here's the dramatic twist. This mighty island is said to have sunk into the ocean depths in just one catastrophic day and night, like a cosmic magic trick, gone in a flash. Now the burning question, was Atlantis real or was Plato just spinning a good yarn? Some folks think it was all allegory, a made-up story with a moral. But then there are others who are all in on Atlantis being as real as you and me, a civilization that maybe kick-started the legends of advanced societies lost to time. The Atlantis debate opens up a treasure trove of theories. Some adventurers think it might have been in the Mediterranean, others speculate about the Caribbean, and a few even suggest otherworldly connections. Could Atlantis have had a helping hand from extraterrestrial visitors? It's a theory that's as wild as it is intriguing. So Atlantis, a mythical tale, a lost chapter of human history, or perhaps a case of ancient aliens giving us a nudge? The truth is still out there, playing hide and seek with us. But one thing's for sure, the story of Atlantis isn't just a tale of the past, it's a beacon, lighting up our imagination and our quest for answers. Keep your minds open and your eyes on the stars, because the legend of Atlantis is far from over. Imagine delving into the depths of the Great Pyramid of Khufu, an ancient wonder that's like a riddle wrapped in a mystery, all encased in massive stone blocks. Now, scientists and archaeologists, with their fancy gadgets like 3D laser scanning and cosmic ray imaging, are uncovering secrets that have been hidden for thousands of years. It's like they're peeling back layers of time, revealing a complex labyrinth of passageways and chambers, some of which haven't seen the light of day since they were sealed. Now get this, one of the most mind-blowing finds is this huge void sitting right above the Grand Gallery. They found it using muon radiography, a technique that's all about catching cosmic rays, and it's got everyone buzzing with theories. Could it be an architectural trick, a secret burial spot, or maybe even a stash for something sacred or super valuable? The way this space is positioned, it's got folks thinking it might have been a clever move to keep the king's chamber from collapsing. Talk about ancient engineering smarts. But the mystery doesn't stop there. Thanks to 3D scans, we're getting a glimpse of how incredibly detailed and precise the pyramid's innards are. It's so intricate that it blows our minds how the folks back then pulled it off. This has sparked all sorts of wild ideas. Maybe the builders had some kind of advanced tech or knowledge that got lost over time. Who knows? And here's another twist. Researchers have stumbled upon smaller, hidden chambers and sneaky passageways crisscrossing through the pyramid. Egyptologists are scratching their heads, wondering if these were secret rooms for the pharaoh's spirit, or maybe vaults for sacred texts or astrological stuff. These hidden nooks and crannies add even more layers to the puzzle of what the pyramid was really for and how it was built. All these discoveries are stirring up big debates about the pyramids and the civilization that crafted them. The architectural genius on display here is making us question everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. It's even got some people thinking about lost civilizations or, hold on to your hats, maybe even help from outer space. The pyramids, especially the Great Pyramid of Khufu, have been the center of speculation about extensive subterranean worlds. One prevailing theory suggests that the ancient Egyptians constructed elaborate underground labyrinths as a means to protect the pharaoh's treasures and sacred artifacts from grave robbers. These hypothesized labyrinths are often described as intricate networks of tunnels and chambers, filled with booby traps and hidden doors, straight out of an adventure novel. Another fascinating theory is the speculation of hidden chambers that could contain scrolls or texts revealing ancient wisdom and practices. These hypothetical chambers, according to some, might hold records of medical procedures, astronomical knowledge, or even detailed accounts of daily life in ancient Egypt, offering an unprecedented window into the past. More sensational theories have ventured into the realm of the extraterrestrial, proposing that the pyramids might house artifacts or technology not of this world. Proponents of this theory often point to the pyramid's architectural complexity and alignment with celestial bodies as evidence of alien influence or intervention. Moving on to the Great Sphinx, which lies close to the pyramids, the enigma deepens. This colossal statue, with the body of a lion and the head of a human, is believed by some to guard significant secrets beneath its pores. The most popular of these theories is the alleged Hall of Records, a hidden chamber said to contain the knowledge of the lost civilization of Atlantis, as suggested by Edgar Cayce. Archaeological and geological studies around the Sphinx have added fuel to these theories. Seismic surveys have indicated the presence of cavities or chambers beneath the Sphinx, although their purpose or contents remain unknown. Some researchers have proposed that these could be natural formations, while others speculate about man-made rooms or galleries. The allure of the Sphinx's subterranean secrets is amplified by the lack of historical records explaining its origin or purpose. This void in our understanding of the Sphinx has allowed alternative theories, ranging from ancient libraries to hidden tombs, to flourish. The exploration of what lies beneath the pyramids is now aided by cutting-edge technology. Ground-penetrating radar, thermal imaging, and muon radiography are among the tools that have opened new windows into understanding these ancient structures. These technologies allow researchers to probe the pyramid's depths without disturbing their structural integrity, revealing secrets that have been hidden for millennia. You know, the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings near Luxor, Egypt, is something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. It's incredible. This valley, right on the west bank of the Nile opposite Luxor, which was ancient Thebes back in the day, was like the Beverly Hills of burial sites for Egypt's pharaohs during the New Kingdom period, from the 16th to the 11th centuries BCE. They chose it for its secluded, almost hidden location. It's like they wanted to keep it a secret from tomb raiders. By the time they buried Tutankhamun there, around 1323 BCE, it was already pretty crowded with royal tombs. Enter Howard Carter, this British archaeologist, who had this gut feeling that the valley still had secrets to reveal, despite what other experts thought. He was like a detective on a mission, funded by Lord Carnarvon, an English earl with deep pockets and a taste for adventure. And then, boom. On November 4th, 1922, Carter's team hit the jackpot. They found steps leading to Tutankhamun's tomb, KV-62. This was a game-changer and the result of Carter's unyielding determination. The excavation was like a scene from a thriller. They first cleared a staircase and then found this sealed entrance with the Royal Necropolis seal. It was like a sign saying, yes, there's something amazing here. Carter was super meticulous, recording every single detail and snapping pictures like there was no tomorrow. When they got through the entrance, they found themselves in this antechamber that was like a treasure-filled room of wonders with chariots, beds, chairs, and all sorts of ritual objects. It was all a bit chaotic, which made them think that some ancient robbers had a go at it not once, but twice. But wait, there's more. Next to this antechamber was this smaller room called the Annex, stuffed to the brim with all sorts of goods. Then the main event, the burial chamber. This was where the sarcophagus and Tutankhamun's mummy were. Talk about an awe-inspiring sight. And as if that wasn't enough, there was another room, the treasury, filled with precious objects meant for the afterlife. The array of artifacts they found there gave us this incredible glimpse into what life was like during the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. The tomb was smaller and less showy than others in the valley, but what made it stand out was how untouched it was, aside from the earlier robberies. This discovery was a gold mine for Egyptologists. It was like they hit the jackpot in understanding the burial customs, art, and day-to-day items from that era. The whole thing, I tell you, it was just out of this world. Now the real showstoppers in there were Tutankhamun's solid gold coffin and that iconic gold funerary mask. You know the one, right? It's practically the face of ancient Egypt, decked out with lapis lazuli, quartz, and other colorful stones. Pure artistry. And let's not forget about the 6 chariots and those fancy thrones. They were like the Bentleys and thrones of their time, showing off the incredible craftsmanship and tech skills of the ancient Egyptians. But wait, there's more. The bling in that tomb would make any jewelry enthusiast green with envy. We're talking necklaces, bracelets, rings, amulets, all made from gold and precious stones. And then There were toys and games like the Senate board game, which give us a glimpse into the fun side of royal life back then. What's really mind-blowing is how intact everything was. Sure, some ancient tomb raiders tried to crash the party, but they didn't get far, and most of the treasure was left just as it was. The dry Egyptian climate and the sealed tomb did a fantastic job preserving everything, including organic stuff like wood, textiles, and leather. Now, the big guy himself, Tutankhamun, was resting in 3 coffins nested like Russian dolls. The innermost one, solid gold. Talk about resting in style. His mummy was in pretty good shape too, which was great for the scientists. They went full CSI with CT scans and DNA testing on him. These scans showed us what he looked like and gave us the lowdown on his health. Plus, the DNA tests confirmed his royal lineage and even gave us hints about what might have caused his untimely death. Everything from genetic diseases to malaria has been on the table. So when you look at everything in that tomb, it's like a window straight into the world of ancient Egypt. It's a treasure trove of information about how they lived, what they valued, and even how they viewed the afterlife. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb isn't just a chapter in a history book, it's a cornerstone in our understanding of one of the most fascinating civilizations in history. Let's dive into this whole Pharaoh's curse thing with Tutankhamun's tomb. It's like something out of a Hollywood script, but it's been part of the Tutankhamun story since 1922. This curse tale has become just as famous as the actual archaeological facts. So what kicked off this legend? Well, it started with some pretty eerie coincidences. The big one was the death of Lord Carnarvon, the guy who funded the whole excavation. He died from a mosquito bite that got infected, and it happened just a few months after they opened the tomb. People started whispering, "Hey, isn't that a bit too coincidental?" The newspapers of the time went wild with this. They were all about spinning tales of an ancient curse smiting those who dared disturb the pharaoh's rest. They even cooked up this story about a curse inscribed at the tomb's entrance, warning of doom for anyone who entered. But here's the kicker. No such inscription was ever found. Classic case of the press letting their imagination run wild, right? This idea of a mysterious curse really grabbed the public's attention. It was the perfect mix of ancient Egypt's allure and the supernatural. But let's get real for a second. Scientists have looked into these supposed curse-related deaths and come up with more down-to-earth explanations. Things like exposure to molds or bacteria that had been chilling in the tomb for ages. And when you look at the stats, most folks involved with the tomb lived pretty normal lifespans for that time. So maybe this curse is more myth than reality. But let's not overlook the psychological angle. If you believe you're cursed, it might mess with your head and health, right? Now, despite all the spooky curse talk, the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb is a massive deal in Egyptology. It's given us an unmatched look into the burial practices and life of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs.